Hello, all you hardcores out there. How are you doing? It's Big Pete here, the voice of hardcore boxing. Monday dinner time. Not going to work today. I don't feel very well. We hit 5 million subscribers 5 million views last week, Max.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I thought I'd not do out today. I'm just going to sit at home and do some scripts. So I'm going to enjoy staying at home today, even though people are saying, "Are you in Turkey?" We've seen a video saying you're in Turkey. I said, "Don't believe them. They're hiding behind the camera. What they don't know, they make up."
Invent stuff. Invent stuff.
People invent stuff. But what they don't know, they've got to make up, haven't they? Because they don't know how to put content out, so they have to chat shit. How are you doing anyway, Max?
I'm doing really well, mate, to be honest. Training, getting flogged by Julian, fight later on this month, and that's it, yeah.
Where's she fight?
It's in Prague.
Hey?
In Prague, Czech Republic.
When do you go?
I go on the 14th and I weigh in on the 15th, fight on the 16th. Come back the 17th. So,
Come back 17th.
Yeah, come back on the 17th. Fighting a lad called Paul Quebec. He's 11 and 38.
It's an hard one for you, that, Max. This is his 50th fight. He's going to have a lot of experience on you, isn't he?
Yeah, but I think it's a lot of his punch resistance has gone. That's why I shoved him in with me. So, we'll see.
Are you chomping at the bit, Max, to be a 2-0 prospect?
Yeah, you know how it is, Russ.
You know, Max, if you get to 5-0, you'll be unbearable.
Well, yeah, but you said that when I was 1-0.
Yeah, but if you get to 5-0, mate, you'll be unbearable. Even if you get to 2-0, Max, you'll be fucking, oh, God. Oh, Max is here, 2-0, Max. Good luck to you, Max. You're putting effort in with Julian, aren't you?
Yeah.
Feasting your fruit, Jim, isn't he?
Those steps. Fuck.
What's he doing? Making you a circuit running and that.
He's trying. What he does. He's quite clever with it. Really. What he does, it makes me work in like let's say we're up to I think 10 3-minute rounds, right, with a minute rest in between. But it'll be making sure I'm on the go at decent intensity. Then even at the end, we're calming down, and he makes sure I have a spike of like hitting the bag heavy or something spikish, because like, you know, that let's say that term second wind, or you can get a second wind, you train for a second wind. Yeah. And that's the whole point, and that's what you're trying to get through to. Like, it's not done because you could still come at you yet. You know what I mean? You know, you need that more gas in the tank. So he's been flogging me, doing a lot of combinations what suit me. You know what, I'm enjoying it. I've really enjoyed it, you know, with him, really enjoying it. So
yeah, he's good, isn't he, Julian?
He knows it's how he breaks things down as well. Like different styles of jabs, as you know, he says, and he's been trying recently to start taking my jab away, because it's obviously a good weapon of mine, and yeah, I rely on it a lot.
Max, you are a fucking weapon.
Is
that jab of yours, Mark? You only throw it about 3 times around. You've got to be like Larry Jones, not Larry Jones, Larry Holmes.
Larry Holmes, yeah.
Hecking, look at, you know, Larry Holmes. You know why he had a good jab, Mark? He injured his right hand, and he wanted to keep ticking over while he couldn't throw it right. So all he did was strap the right down to his side, and he kept jabbing and jabbing away at the bag constantly.
Right.
I told you about that, but I bet you haven't done it, have you?
Well, it's first heard of it off you. So.
Well, what about that time I told you Larry Holmes used to throw 1,000 jabs in 1 second?
Oh, you said that. Yeah, you said that.
One, have you?
No.
Good fucking gunner, Max. Do this, gonna do that. You're a Dave Allen, aren't you? I'm gonna get back into training after the weekend. You're one of them, aren't you, Max?
No, Dave Allen's here.
Oh, this guy you're fighting, what's his name again, Max? Eddie what? Yates.
Eddie Yates. Fucking hell. fuck's sake. Jesus Christ.
Marked, aren't you?
Yeah. Another bin man. Let's say another bin man and be done with it.
Things are looking good for the channel, Max.
Yeah.
Well, I've got one more thing to clear now. And then that's it. I've completed everything, all the tasks. And I'm 2 months off that. There'll be a few eyeballs popping out when I complete that one. But yeah, we're going in the right direction. I think that I'm going to try a few different things this week. I want to get as much as I can done in next 10 days and that. And we'll wrap it up then, I think, for a bit. Let's see if I'm going to have a good 10 days or two from tomorrow. Good gunner, Anna. Dodging Mondays.
Dodging Mondays.
Now, wait, yesterday, I've just got 13 scripts here for 13 videos. So, preparation is key, Max. Always remember that. It's no, you're
saying that when
you're going fighting, aren't you? You've turned pro. You're a fighting man now. You're telling me. Now you're doing the training in the gym with Julian. That training you're doing in the gym with Julian is called preparation, but that's going to be harder than the actual fight, isn't it?
Yeah, what he's doing with me. Yeah.
4 rounds, isn't it, Max?
Yeah.
You're in a 4-rounder for 3 minutes of time, so you're going to fight for 12 minutes if you don't stop the kid. But your sessions with Julian are 90 minutes, aren't they?
Yeah, been going on an hour and a half
harder
now.
than the fight, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you listen to him, you'll be all right. And hey, listen, he might even go out with you. He might go out with you. You reckon? Have you got a corner?
Yeah, no, I've got a corner and sorted, but you know, but if he said, look, I'll come out, I'll be up for it. Yeah. So
you're gonna.
He's got you got to think he's got work commitments here at the minute.
He's got what?
He's got work commitments at the minute due to like he's obviously is a project manager, isn't he? So
yeah. Okay.
So
all right. Okay then. Let's back up a little bit because we haven't had you on for a bit, Max, since you went big time. Right, let's back up a little bit. What did you think to Space Raiders' victory over Martinez in his he's on about 60 fights on it? What do you think to that? Did he headbutt him to death like a woodpecker? Back, 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 back. What did you think, Max?
Yeah, he did it. I have no time for that sort of fighting. It's not really, you know, where you're sort of, let's say, trying to stop a man's living, aren't you? In my opinion, yeah. You know, and it's almost like I'll tell you what it's like. It's like when same thing. I said the same thing. Liam Williams when he fought Eubank, he's using his head a lot. It's dirty fighting, and it's just no need for it, is there? To be honest with you. So yeah, I have no time for it if I'm honest. It's just you try to take the man's tools away. Right? So yeah, I have no time for it, Russ.
Do you feel, Max, that I can explain it? Do you feel that Josh Warrington and his team are doing their very, very best to not mention Lara?
You saw Sean Hagen sort of cast it over after the interview, after the win against Kiko, didn't you? We did try the rematch. He did come back. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If Eddie's even admitted he was a fool putting Josh Warrington in with Lara, didn't realise how good Lara was. So yeah, to be fair, I mean, if I was Josh's dad, I wouldn't put him with him. Not a chance.
No.
Nah.
Why not?
Look,
Max, stop sitting on fucking fence with your splinters or fuck off. Just answer the question. Don't be fucking splintering just because you stuck up all that boxing crowd now, mate. Answer the question. Why wouldn't you put Warrington, aka the Space Raider, pickled onion? Why wouldn't you put him in with Lara again? Why not?
I just think Lara's that bit better. Is that bit more?
No.
Spicy.
Say what you say to me on phone, Max. Don't fucking start going company man on.
Don't think Josh is good enough. He's on the decline. He's not good enough.
Well, there you go. That's right. Well, that's what you've got to stand. You've got to stand by your convictions. I think he's been a great champion. But I think with COVID and inactivity, I think he's had his day now. And he's at that age where it's come to an end. So he ain't got that all-time great tag, has he? He's got area, English, British, Commonwealth, European, world champion twice. But he hasn't got that all-time great tag, has he? He's sort of kind of like got people at right time. Galahad fight was a stinker. Selby got him at right time. He didn't want to fight him a couple of years ago when they should have fought. Who else would you say he's beat who's top notch? I wouldn't say Martinez. I say he won't sliding carefully matched. He's got to have a career win. He's got to have that signature fight on his record. And Lara is the signature fight. If he corrects that, they can say he knocked out biggest punching featherweight of his generation. He'll go down as an all-time great. Then he can talk money fights, can't he? And cash his sent in. But I don't want to hear all this Josh Warrington, this Josh Warrington, that. Not when they're papering over cracks. I won't put any of that bullshit. Nick Manners is a good close friend of mine. He works in corner with him. And I wouldn't say to Nick over a few beers. I said, look, I think he's swerving Lara. If not, let's get the fight on. Don't talk him this down the line shit. I don't want to hear about down the line. Not when he's at his age as a featherweight, because he'll get away from us. Fury and Joshua, that's gone now. Forget that. That's gone away from us, all that down the line talk. Forget that. Now's the time for him to fight Lara. Now, he'll correct that. And if he loses, well, at least he had a good in him. And I can live with that as a Josh Warrington fan. But the fact that he's filled his nappy, and his father's filled his nappy, and all his team have filled the nappies, it leaves a bad, sour taste in my mouth. Especially when they're shouting off about with this, with that, with box rec number one, this, we've done this, blah, blah, blah. Fight the kid that put you into orbit. Fight him.
Yeah, I agree. No, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think they're looking for the money fight, because Lara doesn't fill out stadiums, is he? He's not going to fill out a stadium, is he? So they're looking for Lee Wood, aren't they? That's blatant what's happening.
Lee Wood and Warrington's a good fight because they're both coming downhill now, aren't they? They're both coming downhill. Got miles on clock, both of them. So, I mean, Gav McDonald dusted him, Lee Wood, point to Kip.
Yeah.
But it's a good fight, Lee Wood and Warrington's a good fight because they're both on slide. So I'd make Wood a favourite, though, innit? I would, honestly. Because referee would have to get control of Warrington with them headbutts because it's just ridiculous, that. And get away with fighting at home. It's shocking. Shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Bad, though. Yeah. No, but I'd like to see that. I mean, it'd be a good fight. Whether it's at Nottingham, I can see that being a two fight thing. One at Nottingham and one at Leeds. You know.
But look, the reason he's headbutting Warrington, right? It's plain and simple. And this is the old pros talking to me. This. The reason he's headbutting is because he can't pull trigger, can't lay his hands go no more. So I'm to headbutt and do things like that, which takes away from what he is good at. Because he's an all-action type fighter, isn't he? And he punches harder than his record suggests, but he's got to fight that Lara, mate. If he fights him, I can get behind him again. I can't if they're going to do it this way, because how it's all happened, it just leaves a bad smell in mouth for me. How they've gone about it with Josh Warrington leaves a bad smell in my mouth, mate. Where's Lara fight? Where's Galahad in all this? Are the people saying he's stepping up and that? He'd step back down to fight Warrington again. And they really need to put that right as well, him and Galahad, don't they? Galahad and Warrington. But who'd want to see it? Who'd want to see Galahad's style? Him and Warrington need to fight again. And Warrington fucking vacated, didn't he?
Yeah.
And Warrington needs to fight Lara. Them two elephants are not going to go away, mate.
But Galahad, didn't he supposed to have a rematch against Martinez? Didn't that supposed to happen? It's all sort of Martinez has swerved it or something. I don't know.
No. Listen. Galahad had a rematch with Martinez in case he got beat, because Eddie Hearn has a rematch in every fight.
Yeah.
The world title fight, he likes to have 2 bites at cherry, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Now, Galahad got knocked out by Martinez, so they're saying it's a weight issue and they're moving up. Now Martinez has been beat by Warrington. I can assure you, Galahad might not move up now. He might just have took step aside. We don't know if he has took step aside, so he might have took step aside to let Warrington Martinez fight, and he might now said, you know what, I want to fight Warrington. I want my belt back. That's what could happen, and who's going to want to get behind that? Well, it can't be Sheffield because Galahad don't draw flies to a turd. It's got to be Leeds because Warrington's main man, isn't it? Fan base. But I'd want to see that again, and I'd want to see Josh Warrington and him go at it. Won't want to see it all smelly like last time because it smelt. That ring stunk of shit. And you know what you've got to do when you get shit on your shoes? You've got to get rid of it. Do you know why? Leaves fucking stains. So, would you want to watch that fight again? No, you fucking wouldn't. If Galahad gets in position for it, they're going to have to do the aren't they?
No, true.
What do you think's at weekend's action?
Where does we start? Did you see Jose Stewart? That one, that big lad.
24 stoner.
Yeah, 24 and a half, yeah.
Well, does that mean that you think it's going to be all right now to shove down your neck what you eat, Max?
No. Christ, you got to move that. Christ. Hey? Takes some doing to move yourself around that way.
Christ. How are you looking for this bet with me, Max, getting to 16 stone?
Probably won't make it, but I won't be.
Do you want to cash it out now, Max? Or do you want to hang on?
No, I'm going to hang on. Fuck yeah. I'm going to hang on. Hang on. It will teach me, but I'm going to hang on and let you squirm.
So you've got 8 weeks, Max, to lose 4 stone.
Nah, a bit less than that.
3.5.
Yeah.
So if you're not, so you've got 8 weeks to lose 3.5 stone, Max. You might as well cash out now on bet, haven't you? Then, if you want to cash out, you don't want to cash out. You're not doing Theo on me, are you? And going fucking missing with this bet.
No. Anyway,
Max, get on Wiz next week or something for 7 weeks, sat in the house like that. Whizzing your tits off. How are you going to knock that fucking Glen 4
Don't you worry about that, Mr. Russ. Don't you worry about that.
In the morning, Max, with rucksack and house bricks on like Rocky, 6 raw eggs and that.
More to the point, the weekend. Let's go to the weekend.
Go on then, the weekend, yeah.
Marku v Jenkins.
I had Jenkins in my double bet with Savannah Marshall as a knockout for inside 3, which she did. And I had Jenkins to win on points. So I was only trying to make the bet more attractive, but Marco just beat him easily, didn't he? Jenkins shot to bits, didn't he? Conor Benn would have wrote Jenkins off. And I can't understand why Conor Benn was stalling on that fight now.
Do you know what? Jenkins was winning all the rounds. I thought all the rounds before that knockout. I thought he had him all rounds and he got stunned by that overhand right or that right, and he just couldn't recover. He was better off just taking a knee and trying to recover instead of just trying to pull back. But you know, it was a shame really because I don't like Marku. Not a lover of him. The prick. He just causes shit all the time. And he's just he called him this Albanian kid. I've heard stories about it. I'm not going to go into who, what, and where, but I just think the stories I've heard of professional people, I think he's just an arsehole. So, you know, and I was rooting for Chris Jenkins because I thought he could have a second go at this. He might have had last fight he had before was a bit stalemate. Yeah, he got through it, but I thought it might be a good warm up to have a go at Marku. And to be honest, he did win those rounds before that. He was losing that fight, Marku, till that knockout. So, and Savannah, fantastic. She's fantastic.
Yeah, Savannah. Oh, Savannah's a freak, isn't she? She's like biggest puncher in female boxing by a mile.
She's a different gravy. I mean, Christ's sakes, she spars against guys like middleweight. It just that's it all, doesn't it? So when you haven't got many females, maybe likes of Chantel Cameron can stay with her in sparring. The odd one.
Cameron. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the odd one can stay with her in sparring. But apart from that, there's mostly guys going to spar her. You know what I mean? I certainly fucking wouldn't. I'd bail out of that. I'd be quite that. Fuck that. I ain't sparring against you, Savannah. Fuck that.
I've seen her on fist out to Yui.
Oh really?
I've seen her get stuck into Yui. Yui don't hit her though. We just do body sparring and movement stuff and all that. I've seen her set about Peter McDonough. He would hit him back. He got knocked about by her. I've seen a few of one. She got a broken rib in one session at Bolton by somebody from Michael Jennings' gym. I forgot the kid's name now. I like middleweight. I think it's super welter. He did a ribbon. She put a fight back a month. She was really upset over that. She'd never been hit like that before, but she's tough.
Yeah.
So she's an athlete, isn't she?
Yeah, she's freaking nature him. Yeah.
But she's a nice person. So yeah, Savannah's done well, and she's got Clarissa Shields fight to look forward to now. So that's good, isn't it? That's good. But
who wins that?
Well, I'm hoping Savannah wins. Obviously, I wanted to win it, and then she retired after that fight. Savannah should be out of the game. But yeah, I wanted to win it. She'll not want to do it much longer than what she is now. She's 31 next year or something. She'll be out of the game after this fight with Clarissa, I think.
Okay, it'll be just a marquee fight, and that's it. Done.
She'll be gone, Savannah. Yes, she'll not hang about. She'll do Shields, 13-0 and go. Swim up, go off into the sunset. She's been doing boxing since she was 10, hasn't she?
Yeah.
20 years at boxing. Because she's not keen on politics, Savannah, and there isn't really anybody else to fight, is there, after Shields? Who's she going to fight?
So it's not really, is there? It's, what do you fight? Who do you go to? I mean, she's just knocking out school dinner ladies, isn't she? So
she's breathed through every fight she's had, hasn't she, really?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to look at it like this. In Savannah's weight division, I don't know if you had a look, you'd be lucky to find 30 women in the world who fight at middleweight. Right? And in men's division, there's about 1,500, isn't there, with backlog of applications. So 1,500 in men's division at middleweight, and there's 30 in women's. So there's nobody for her to fight, is there?
Yeah.
1,500, around about that, in professional men. If you get into top 50, you're doing well, but already, if you turn pro as a woman middleweight, you're world ranked in top 30 straight away, even if you've not had a fight. Because that's all there is. It's like Tommy Frank and Sonny Edwards. There's only, 13 in England, 13 flyweights.
If that way, yeah.
You're in a British title eliminator in your third fight, aren't you? Or could be fighting for British in your third fight. Because it's a weight division nobody cares about. Flyweight. But you have to give her credit. She only beat was in front of her, and as history books state, she's a world champion.
Do you think she'd be the greatest female boxer ever? Or could you put her up there?
She beats Shields, yeah. You have to say that. In between her and Louise Riker, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you could definitely put her down all-time great. Yeah, she's got a legacy there.
You'd have Anne Wolf up there, wouldn't you? Layla Ali, Jane Couch, Christy Martin, what was that woman I mentioned at first? At least Louise Riker or something. Her was in $1 Million Baby with Clint Eastwood, the baddie.
Yeah.
Hilary Swank, doesn't she? Hilary Swank whacks her head on the stool. Well, the girl who hit her, that's what they say is best female ever, isn't it? Louise Riker.
Right. Imagine if you had them all as like an era together. Wouldn't it be good?
Would for a little groupie like you, Max, who watches women's boxing daily, don't you?
Oh, shut up. You come out with some crap. Stop why. Look, you get all these trolls starting again. Christ.
Listen, mate. You love trolls, mate. You could cope with that. If somebody didn't troll you for a day, Max, you'd be like, oh, no one likes me. I'm not getting trolled. When you get trolled, mate, it's because people don't want to see you get on or not, yeah.
No.
I think it's a compliment. They start doing videos, which when they're not doing videos about you, Max, because them who are doing videos about you, you're not doing videos about them, are you?
No, I don't have time for it.
So take it as a compliment. Take it like I do. But well, what else do you want to talk about then, Max?
What do you think this scenario with the old Joshua Newsick situation? Is it going to actually happen? Will he actually come back and fight? You know, who's this?
Listen, mate. Listen, all we're hearing at the moment, mate, is a load of people chatting a load of shit and paying lip service. That's all we're hearing at the moment. People paying lip service, saying things like, yeah, we're going to announce it tomorrow, or we're going to announce it day after tomorrow. No, it's getting announced. Nothing at all is getting announced at all. Where's Eddie Hearn's undercard for Conor Ben fight? Where's Frank Warren's undercard for White Fury? Where's undercard for Joshua against Usyk? Is that fight even going to happen? Well, let me tell you this. Now that Usyk's supposed to be in camp, they need to make it happen. But does Joshua want it to happen? Or does Eddie want to milk him one more time on an interim fight? I think we could be seeing some of the most important months in the sport of boxing in the next 4 months. That's what I think, Max.
Dylan White, Fury. I know you say it doesn't happen. If it does,
show me one thing that's pointing towards that fight happening, Max. All right, in layman's terms, Max. In layman's terms, has Dylan White turned up for a press conference?
Nope.
Is Dylan White trying to sell it on his Twitter and on his Instagram and on his Facebook?
No, not a dicky bird.
Yes or no?
No, not at all.
Has Frank Warren named an undercard? It's 2 weeks till fight week today. Is there an undercard named?
Nope.
Because they don't want to go out giving people money to start training camps, because everybody's like, Frank, do you want to fight on this show? Frank, let's say Frank ringing the manager. Manager's going, yeah, we'd be up for that, Frank, but is it going to happen? Because if it doesn't happen, we're going to want some money up front, Frank, to start going in training camp. But it's a bit late in the day to start an 8-week camp when it's 2 weeks till fight week, isn't it?
Yeah.
So personally, everything's pointing towards nobody having any confidence in it happening, which is what I said at the beginning, didn't I? Because Eddie's now got him vulnerable. He's in a position now, Frank Warren, where he shot his mouth off. We've won the purse bid. We've got Fury White. Eddie can torpedo that. He's controlling White. You know that. I know that. Everybody in boxing knows it. Dylan White's being controlled by Eddie Hearn. And Eddie Hearn, does he like Frank Warren? Do the Warrens and Hearns like each other? They don't, do they? So if Dylan White pulls out this fight, weird injury, Warren's going to scream for his lawyers. White's going to pull a sick note out, and that's it. He's out of the fight. Warren's going to play the victim if this happens, but if it doesn't happen, he'll just go ahead with the fight. But if it does happen, he'll play the victim, and then have to say, well, what can we do? They've left us iron lurch. We're going to get legal people on it and so blah, blah, blah. We've got to make most of a bad job. He's going to give nobody a refund because it's in too deep. They're going to bring a substitute guy out. Somebody Tyson can blow away. And Warren's going to turn around and say, well, what it is, Tyson's the main draw. It's his homecoming, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it is his homecoming, but it'll be a bit embarrassing if they put him in with Otto Wallin again, or Caballel, or a Chisora, or something like that. Whoever they put in, it's going to be done on the cheap. Dylan White's guaranteed $8 million. If he wins, he gets $12 million, doesn't he? No dollars.
Yeah.
somebody will take that fight at short notice for a cheeky 2 million. So Frank's 6 million up then, isn't he? Plus he's saving that 4. They won't have to pay this person for beating Tyson. So really, if Frank gives somebody 2 million, he's saving 10 million, isn't he, if Fury would have lost. So he's going to give Fury a guaranteed win. Watch it all unfold and watch how nobody's allowed a refund. If Dylan White pulls out, I guarantee you there'll be no refunds. They'll do what Eddie Hearn did with with Pulev and Joshua fought in Cardiff, didn't they? 12 days to go. What did Eddie Hearn do? Pulev pulled out and he slaughtered Takamin, didn't he?
No, was that Jarrell Miller? No, not Jarrell Miller. Was it Pulev?
Pulev.
Yeah, was it? Well, who's the
Pulev in end though, didn't he? 14 years later.
Yeah.
But trust me, if White pulls out, there's no refunds. He'll put a substitute in, and like I've just said there, substitute will get 2 million. Warren will save 10 million. So trust me, Warren's in a win-win. If Dylan White turns up, they fight anyway, and they'll probably sue him for summer and they'll settle out of court. If Dylan White doesn't turn up, Warren still gets the show ready. It's already sold. They just put a cheap replacement in and everybody goes home a winner. Because you paid for the ticket, you're a captive audience now, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's how I'd do it. And this is what happens. And I've seen it many a time. People complaining to me, shows getting cancelled. Or Dennis had pulled half at Cardiff. I remember one show, there were 8 fights and it ended up 3 fights. People were complaining at me on that. So nothing to do with me. Read small print on your ticket. The promotion have the right to reserve, don't they?
Yeah. What do you think's a suitable replacement for Dylan White if you had to pick one?
Luis Ortiz, because he's a southpaw. Yeah, even though he's an old man, he's a southpaw. Tyson's been dodging him years. Tyson offered that fight years ago, didn't want it. I'll tell you another good one as well. Ergovic, but maybe he's not deserve. Maybe he doesn't deserve it. Joe Joyce, he'd be a good replacement. But there ain't that many. It's a bit threadbare, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit.
Yui, but that's it. It's causing it. They can't put a cook to a cook.
Yeah. Joe Joyce, yeah, but.
Nobody's going to take it 2 week notice, said it's not going to be right, is it? So there'll be somebody on standby who's going to be getting, say, I don't know, a couple of grand a week just to train. There'll be a plan B for this, I can assure you now. There's a plan B. Because everything's looking like it's not going to happen. If it doesn't happen, we'd say, well, fucking hell, we should have known that because Dylan White won't help promoting it and blah de blah. We should have known it wasn't going to happen, but we're taking them at the word. They're paying lip service to us. But what you've got to understand, boxing promoters, right? Boxing promoters tell lies on a daily basis. They're born liars, all of them. They can lie to your face. You're like, we can't. We'll have a laugh on that. They'll lie to your face and promise you something and keep you on up. Because they're born liars, all of them are liars. So they tell that many lies. Eventually, you don't know what's true and what isn't. But they'll keep lying and lying, saying it's going to happen until the last minute when it don't. Because they've got money invested in it, show, haven't they? It's about money, but they'll keep lying, and that's what they do. But it becomes the norm. It's a bit like Dave Allen ringing Eddie Hearn saying, "Oh, Eddie, I've been offered X amount to fight Dubai with Frank, and I just thought I'd show loyalty to match him and that." Well, why would you show loyalty to match him? You need a contract with him. And he's going, "No, don't worry about it. I'll match that in your next fight." That's just a lie off his tongue. So Dave Allen, he's took it as gospel, hasn't he? Just like I used to do when Dennis was saying, "Well, we're going to do this, going to do that. You've got to keep your close. You can't keep flaring up like that." I say, you keep saying this shit every week until eventually it goes in, Ed, and then it just comes out, and you don't listen eventually. You become, well, I'm not listening to it. And we're going to put Josh Whale in a world title fight on a yacht, Russ, in Gibraltar. Posters are all made up. Here's a look at poster. Like, oh, right. Oh, Josh Whale, world title on a yacht in Gibraltar in the pandemic. Oh, okay, Dennis, I can buy into that. That's when I thought they just can't help themselves. And it's same with Eddie Hearn and Frank now. They're all going to play. They're going to play everybody. But if White pulls out, Frank don't give a shit. He's 10 million richer because if White would have won, he'd have had to give him 12 million. He'd give some donkey 2 million, won't he, to get run over by Fury. So Warren, fuck if he'd probably happy. He'd probably love it if White pulls out. Because everybody will play Eddie Hearn and blah, 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 but everybody's that focused on Hearn and Warren trying to fucking do each other's heads in. They're forgetting that it's the sport of boxing. Fights have to be made. Fans want to see fights. So if they're going to do each other's heads in with this, he's going to get White to pull out. Frank's going to put some of his shit in and pay him shite. So it's better for them. Where does that leave us, the fans? It leaves us shit on again, doesn't it? It leaves them stood at Penthouse pissing on us, doesn't it? All them to do pissing through railings on fucking Penthouse, doesn't it? We're all underneath like that getting sold. Oh, you dirty bastards. They don't give a shit. They're not bothered. They're not bothered. So trust me, Warren's demeanour, if White pulls out, he'll play victim, blame Eddie and lawyers and blah, 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 but watch what shite they serve up for Fury. Because he'll not pull plug. But they can't name an undercard, Max, because it's going to have to be something decent, innit, for the Wembley.
Yeah.
Can't put shite out. And nobody's like wants to put the name to it show because everybody's like, what is it happening? Because everybody knows.
Lowe's going to be on the undercard.
You what?
Isaac Lowe will be on the undercard.
Isaac Lowe?
Yeah, he'll be on
the undercard because he's Fury's mate, isn't he? So that's one person. And what others? Maybe Tommy Fury?
You see Joseph Parker being like a chief of support.
Or what?
Joseph Parker being chief support in a heavyweight battle against someone.
I wouldn't want to see Joseph Parker on undercard against Joyce if that fight happens. I'd want to see that as an headliner. I won't want to see that on an undercard. I think that's a good headliner.
Yeah.
But if you want to start stacking card up, but I don't see people queuing up to go on this card. I don't see any managers or other people like that saying they want to be on this card because they're going to want to try and do it on cheap because it's pay-per-view. So Tyson ain't going to want to pay much money. They're going to want to pay people buttons while they earn millions. They're going to want to pay people buttons. You know, like Tom, what's that gypsy kid called? Tom, the heavyweight.
Tom Little, you mean?
Tom Little fighting in Saudi on Joshua's undercard for very small change. You know, Ford Mondeo money. And Joshua, 72 million or something. So you've got Joshua sat at top at pile on card against Ruiz, 70 odd million. And Tom Little on bottom at card. And they've done a camp together at EIS. Tom Little on like 0.000 whatever it is of Joshua's purse. You know, like it's somebody like being on, it's like me being on 10 grand and somebody on fucking undercard being on a fiver. You know, something like that kind of thing. Yeah. That's how bad it is. Do you know what I mean? Well, it's worse than that, isn't it?
Does get better, yeah. I've seen a snippet of it. Not as bad as you have.
What?
You know what I mean? I've seen a snippet of it, but I haven't seen the things that bad as you've seen. You've seen worse than worse.
Things with boxing and with money and that. It's all about money, isn't it? It's all about money. Now, people can mock me and what I say and everything, or my style, how it comes out my mouth. It comes out with a bit of comedy and a bit of a laugh, how I say things, doesn't it? But I've got no filter. It comes straight out, so I can't help how I speak.
Yeah.
You know what I call them, though, don't you, Max? Shit talkers. Off with their heads. Well, that's what you look. We've got people chatting utter poo.
Yeah.
Poo and rhubarb on a daily basis. And like I've just said to you, if Dylan White pulls out, it's a win-win for Warren. But Hearn in his tiny mind will be thinking he's winning. No, he isn't.
Yeah.
Dylan White pulls out, he's shot his Senate foot, Eddie's shot his Senate foot, fans will turn on them. They will. They'll turn it to their advantage. Frank and Furies. They're cunning, aren't they? Frank will get that show over and done with. He'll put it to bed, blame Eddie, and there'll be lawyers running about all over. They'll save millions. Watch it unfold, and you can say your Uncle Big P told you.
Yeah, no, I agree. I can see it happening. I want to see White actually win. I know he won't win, but if they did fight, I want to see White give him a go. But
are you going to spar Dean White, Max, or is he your mate now?
I'm open to spar him, you know.
What?
You know, I'm open to spar him. If he wants to spar, he can have a spar. But you know, don't bother me. Yeah, just
How did you
keep it civil.
How did you get on with him in Nottingham?
He was all right. His time. He did expect me to come up to him like that.
When do I find him? You're fucking wrong. And
wow, he says,
you
he came up.
I heard you high-fived him.
Did I five him? Fucking hell, who fucking said that?
Shook his hand though.
Yeah, shook his hand. Yeah, after a little speak. You know what I mean? He was
taking the grass, Max.
I was just saying I wouldn't.
I bet you were sat with Malcolm X as well, weren't you?
He weren't even there, mate. Weren't even there.
Nobody invite Malcolm X?
No, he weren't there.
Malcolm, we're doing a kiss and make up. Shall I stretch Malcolm's weight up to 160? Throw him a bone, because he's not going to hit 154, is he?
Wow. Spencer's after Mr. You know who. I'm not going to say his name because he's not worth the airtime.
Oh, fucking. Fucking that little gimp. Fucking hellfire. Listen, mate, I've told you, mate, YouTube's full of spastics. There's spastics everywhere, mate. And as soon as you don't dance to their tune, mate, they fucking turn on you like little rats, start inventing stuff. Spastics. They're either filming behind the camera and don't show the fucking face, or they're in front of a camera and they're making up fucking total fucking Pinocchio stories. So you can't win either way. See what you got to do. Don't take it serious. Just start worrying when they're not doing videos about your son. That's what I do. When they stop doing it, fucking all of us doing a video about me today.
Porky for Prime Minister. Just do a video about that.
Okay, fucking hellfire. Hey? While living on a rucksack.
Bedsit.
I don't know. What else do you want to talk about, Maximus?
There's nothing much else, is it? Box is boring, isn't it, in a minute? What do you think? I'll tell you what, it's an interesting one. So I was listening to IFL and Coogan suggested about, because Eddie Hearn was at UFC, wasn't he? And Eddie Hearn himself suggested, do you know what me and Dana White should do? We should swap jobs. I do UFC for a year and he does Matchroom for a year and see how we get on. I thought, fucking hell, that'd be good. Dana White actually put fights on.
Dana White would actually fucking make everybody fight each other or just freeze them out. He doesn't mess about.
I know. I think it'd be good.
Eddie Hearn's messing about all the time. He's pussyfooting about, trying to get the best deal for his son. I'll tell you what a shithouse Eddie Hearn is, right? When Frotch were going to fight Chavez in America, it'd been an easy fight for Carl, that easy pension fight in Vegas. It was going to happen, but Bob Arum was saying, no, it can't happen. Chavez has got one fight left on my deal, on a deal with me, Eddie. So it worked out that Arum wanted $1 million, $1 or whatever, his end. Yeah. So, and Eddie didn't want it to come out his purse. So the fight, his cut. So the fight never happened. That's simple. The fight didn't happen because of Eddie Hearn.
Yeah.
The Brooke Khan didn't happen because of Eddie Hearn. Shields Marshall didn't happen when it should have happened at Sky because of Eddie Hearn. You know what I mean? Fury Wilder. Sorry. Joshua Wilder never happened. Fury Joshua never happened because of Eddie Hearn. Andre Ward and Carl Froch happening in Nottingham, which is what Carl Froch wanted, never happened because of Eddie Hearn. And I can go on forever and ever and ever. It's about what's right for Eddie. Eddie doesn't care about the fans. He may walk around at shows and shake every fan's hand, and then you're like, wow, I met Eddie Hearn. You want to go back to the next show then? It's called lip service. Butchering you mugs up. Keep your money in your bank. Watch it on a free stream. Fuck going to Eddie Hearn shows. Fucking garbage is fucking serving up. Well, it's garbage, isn't it? Boxing's got to start and sort itself out, mate, because UFC is catching up. Right? UFC is catching up, and we might need to jog boxing on and follow UFC because it's catching up, Max. If you go onto analytics and looking at magazines and that, it's catching up. Look how many magazine sales they get for UFC every week. Ring magazine only sell 30,000 a month worldwide, 30,000. So what does that tell you?
It's not a lot, is it?
Small niche, innit? It's a small niche, innit? Fisherman Weekly, that fishing magazine, does more than the Ring magazine. Do you know what I mean? Look at Trish Dixon, he couldn't make ends meet, editor of a magazine, Boxing News. There's no money in boxing, mate. It's all lip service. The only people who've got any money are the top 3%, the world champion, the fighters who get out with money, and the promoters. Nobody else has got out. They're all scrambling for a few quid. People have got to start fighting each other for fans to come back on board, haven't they? For example, right, let me just play my trump card here before I get off, because I'm up to knackers in it. Right, you've just seen a fight at the weekend. What was the headline fight on Sky Sports at the weekend? What was the main fight?
Savannah Marshall will give you that Herms.
Right, that were on last, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. So Savannah Marshall against some woman called Hermes, or she blew away inside 3 rounds, yeah?
Yeah.
That's your headline show on Sky, yeah?
Yeah.
We agree, right? Go back to 2012. You had Carl Froch and Lucien Boutte. Boutte, 30-0, nearly all knockouts. Pound for pound, Ring magazine considered the man in the division with 10 defences. He was considered the man. The winner of the Super Six were going to fight Boutte. Ward said Froch should fight him first. Well, Froch didn't and wrote him off. Point I want to make is that was on non-Sky Sports pay-per-view. So what's happened in the 10 years since then? In 10 years since May 2012 to April 2022, that's 10 years all but a month. What's happened?
It's been watered down that bad.
Savannah Marshall against Hermes, or Florian Marco against Chris Jenkins, whichever what main one. What I've just said to you there, Froch against Boutte. Back up a few months from that, you had Froch Andre Ward in Super Six final on non-Sky pay-per-view. Back up not long before that, you had John Pascal against Froch on ITV, non-pay-per-view. What have we got now? They've got Eubank and Renald Quinlan on pay-per-view, aren't they, on ITV? Who's making this up? So does that mean that boxing's going downhill in the last 10 years, 10, 15 years? Of course it does. Of course it is. The statistics are there. Look what fights we were getting 10 plus years ago on non-pay-per-view, and now look what we're getting on non-pay-per-view. The non-pay-per-view now is like the crap smaller, and the pay-per-view we get now is like the old non-pay-per-view headlines.
Yeah.
Because greed has reached into all these people's stomachs. It's reached into the core of people. That's what greed does. It reaches into the core of you. And it's happened with TV platforms. everybody's putting boxing out now, and everybody wants to promote boxing. So the cupboards are threadbare. Did you just see?
Yeah.
Dennis has just put a show on Fight Zone, hasn't he? Not
Yeah.
one of them opponents out them 8 fights had a winning record. Not one of them. Not one. And you look at Dennis's shows when Clinton Woods were riding high. He wouldn't have put shows on like he's putting on now. That's why he's hardly at these shows, because he's too embarrassed. I know him. He'd be like, oh, fucking, I'm going to get hammered with this. You're fucking too right. You are serving shite up. But it's not Dennis's fault. It's not the fact that Steffi Bull's putting shows on with everybody we're losing record, or Josh Whale. All of them are, because the cupboards are bare, because everybody's raiding the fridge for the fridge raiders. And there ain't many fridge raiders left in fridges, the Marks. Not if you've been around to visit them. You see where I'm coming from, right? I don't want to sound like I'm bitter and fucking I'm telling you.
That's factual.
You don't believe me? Go on Box. I can look at some of the shows Dennis used to put.
I believe it.
And then go and look at what he's putting on now. Go look at what Sky are putting on now to what they were putting on 10 years ago. And Warren. How long ago is it since, I'll tell you how long, my 27th birthday, I went to watch Ryan Rhodes fight, Nazim Ahmed, Johnny Nelson, all of them. October, what they call it? Full Monty. Full Monty Sheffield in 97 were packed. 10,000 people in the Oasis were there, mate, watching. Gallagher brothers went to watch that show, mate. Point I want to make is, you're not getting that now, are you? From 97 to now. Look, Frank, it were all title fights, most of them. Put a right show on that night, Frank Warren. Well, look what they're serving up now. So what's that tell you? Tells you that UFC's taking over, doesn't it? If it is, where are these great fights? Or why aren't we getting the fights? The promoters don't want to work together, Ian and Warren, do they? They're not working together. Cold War. Fighters want to be businessmen, and a lot of people are joining UFC. Put that into mix. If you're making a stew, what have you got? You've got a rotten stew, haven't you?
Yeah, you're right.
Which is going to leave shit all over the garden if you feed it to dog. Do you know what I mean? And you've got to get rid of shit. Why have you got to get rid of shit, Max?
Leave stains.
There you go, Max. You're fucking learning, aren't you? So am I right?
Yeah, you're all right. You're all right.
I may put it differently, but I'm right. The statistics are there. Go and look at what we used to get 10 years ago and compare it to now. Count up all the opponents on the right as the opponents on BoxRec. Add it all up and count them on the left. And do an average for every fight that there is there. So if there's 8 fights, average it out and what it gives you per fight. And then go and do it 10 years ago. And triple. It's more than triple. And the money were better for the fighters 10 years ago as well than what they're getting now. Now you've got fighters paying to play. Oh, I'll pay to get on. We just need to get my son a ranking. What the fuck is all that? Paying to fight? You know, if you pay for an opponent, what the fuck? So why have we got a board of control if promoters are doing that? If a promoter's saying, right, if you want to fight on my show, you've got to pay. Pay for an opponent and you can't get paid and I'll let you come on. We have a board of control, don't we, for that? They're supposed to control stuff like that so it doesn't happen. But are they doing that? No. So what's that tell you? That the sport's corrupt and that people are being manipulated. But if stupid trainers, stupid dads and stupid managers are prepared to do that, well, what's the fucking point? What's the point? Might as well just fucking let promoters run roughshod of it sport. Promoters run the sport. The board are just nodding dogs.
Yeah, you're right. I agree.
Max, if you needed a ranking, would you pay to fight? Would you pay for an opponent and you fight for no? If you needed to get a ranking, would you do that?
Fuck off.
Well, there you go. Exactly, mate. Exactly. So why is it happening now? Why are fighters paying to fight on shows just to get on a platform? Because they're thick cunts. Thick cunts. And so are the fucking people advising them. Thick cunts. What? Thick cunts. You don't tell it to the face. You've got a fucking problem. So you're thick. Why are you paying to fucking fight on a show? Why would you do that? because you're thick as fuck. Whatever happened to fucking hard graft? Waiting your slot and forcing mandatory issue. Hey, fucking makes me mad. Wait then, Max, I'm going to get off anyway because I'm going for a game of snooker.
Are you playing?
I'll play myself on. I'll just set them up and just have a 3-hour tonk about on my own, clear my head. I'll play you.
So put back on like me because I'm fucking shite.
Could do a you coming up, Max, actually. £9 an hour, 3 hours, 27 quid. You could pick tab up meeting, couldn't you?
Nah, not after the hammering I got last time.
You've got one against me, have you?
All right, they need to announce that.
Well, you want to play anyway, Maxie.
Yeah, I prefer pool. It's a lot easier. You got to think so much in snooker, it hurts your head.
A pool table 4 times smaller, isn't it, than a snooker table? What do you make of that? Great then. All right then. Well, listen, anything you want to say or add, Max, before we go?
No.
Hey, Ash, have you seen Ash's Ferrari?
No.
Got a Ferrari next door, yeah. You know that film, the one with Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx in Miami Vice?
Yeah.
That's one of them Ferraris, doesn't it? When you floor it, there's like blue, like a blue jet pops up at exhaust, in it, whatever they call it. Dump valve, is it?
All right.
Is it called dump valve or something? Yeah, it does that.
Yeah.
Ash, I'm thinking about borrowing it. Don't mind. You want to come with me, take it for a spin. But all right then, Max. You know what you want to add or anything? You want to give your Instagram angle? What is it?
At Maximus A Jenkins.
Maximus what?
A Jenkins.
Is that your full name, Maximus?
Yeah, you should know that.
It's not Maximilian, is it?
No, is it fuck?
Maximus. Off like Maximilian Katie off Cape Fear. So Maximus Jenkins versus
Pavel Kubek.
Pavel Kubek, who's on BoxRec. Yeah. What ranking is he on BoxRec, Max?
10 and 27.
1,027.
No, 10 and 27.
Oh, his record's 10 and 27. Yeah, but what's his ranking? Don't you know his ranking?
Oh, I know.
So he's 10 and 27, this guy, Pavel.
Yeah.
I thought you said 11 earlier.
Let's check. He's won in double figures, but he's lost an awful lot. It's just.
What's he lost his last 10 or something?
Yeah.
Max,
he's won in. He's only won one in his last 10. Yeah.
Yeah, right, Max. If you don't beat him, don't ever fucking darken my door again.
You're gonna say that.
You can't beat some fucking penman like him, Max. You need to give it up. You need to go get a job as Dave Allen's sparring partner.
Fucking hell.
That's on the settee all day, playing PlayStation, eating lime bars. You have to go train with Big Dave.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. All right, mate.
Listen, you take care. Have a great day, mate, Max. And,
you too, mate.
When you're done, Julian's again?
Tomorrow morning.
Pop and see me tomorrow then, Max, yeah?
All right, mate.
All right, take care, mate.
Bye.
Well, that was Max. Heart of a processed pea. We give Max a bit of stick, but he's a nice kid, Max, and he takes it well. He take it on chin. We try to have a bit of banter on here. We don't try to go too close to the bone. We certainly don't invent stuff up like other channels do. All right. Peace out. Keep on trucking. Keep supporting boxing. I am off for a game of snooker at WAF Snooker Club. When I go all the time. I'm off to have a game of snooker at WAF. But there's no tipping. All right. Peace out. Oh, thank you very much to everybody for getting behind the channel. I think we're 5 million, cleared 5 million views now, 5,025,000. So thank you very much. Been a long time coming. Just got one more obstacle to overcome now. And they're saying it next couple of months I'll have cleared it. So, all right. Peace out.